Kalyan Krishnamurthy, welcome to the Misfits of Scale series. You are the CEO of Flipkart, a great private company in e-commerce with over 400 million users. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Manny, for having me here.
Let's start with how you've spent the last 2 years launching new product categories, grocery, travel, healthcare. How do you plan to take these products to the next level of growth?
First of all, I'll just talk about the opportunity. In India, most of these categories, most of these consumer categories are actually unorganized, right? If you take product commerce, payments, travel, healthcare, all of these are 90-95% unorganized, which means they're not technology enabled and they are not at scale. So the fundamental philosophy of Flipkart is to organize these categories, and we've already done that with product commerce and payments, and now we want to extend it to other categories. The reason we believe we have a right to win here is we have a very trusted brand, among the most trusted brands in India today. And we have 3,000 engineers at Flipkart here. We are among the largest technology companies in India today. And we have a supply chain that reaches 25,000 zip codes, PIN codes in India. So this is what we believe is the winning combination, Manny.
That's great, and you did the scaling up of these new categories with a great talent and business model the last 2 years in the middle of a pandemic that affected India quite meaningfully. Any lessons in how you pivoted that fast and how you adapted?
You know, the first wave of the pandemic, it hit us very suddenly. We were asked to shut our operations down, and overnight, we were at about 10% of our operations. So we were asked to shut down 90% of our business. And 1.5 months later, the business went to 3x. So this is the kind of volatility we saw in the business. The biggest learning we had here at Flipkart is that the business has to be built with a lot more modularity, flexibility. And it's not just in technology platforms, in operations, in operational assets, and even the P&L. So this is the way we thought about it after the first wave, and we were much better prepared in the second wave and also for the future.
The point of this series, Misfits of Scale, is that we have become big companies now, and yet we still want to keep that spirit of that entrepreneurial system. How are you able to nurture that as Flipkart scales so rapidly?
So Flipkart has 4 values. We call it ABCD internally at Flipkart. So A is audacity, B is bias for action, customer first, and then diversity. A and B are what makes sure that this enterprise and this entrepreneurial spirit is alive. Every 4 months, we have a product development cycle, and we actually get about 200 to 250 different ideas from across the company, and we take about 40 to 50 of them to production and to the customer. So this is the way we've templatized entrepreneurship, if I may call it like that.
There are also markers for great leadership and talent constructs. So how do you build your talent and leadership team at Flipkart?
In our industry, especially in India today, it's a very volatile and challenging environment. We need leaders who can adapt to wartime when there is a war and adapt to peacetime when there is peace. A wartime leader, for example, needs to respond very quickly, attack very quickly, be aggressive, be disruptive. But at peacetime, you need stability, you need calmness. So people who can zoom in and zoom out for both of these circumstances, those are the leaders who we look for, and those are the leaders who are more successful at Flipkart.
Maybe just step back and on the personal front, Kalyan, Flipkart's got to be a very demanding job. What do you do in your spare time to keep yourself centered and sane?
I'm into sports. I play cricket. I play badminton. I spend a lot of time with my kids. My older daughter is now going through her exams, and I'm doing all of physics and chemistry all over again with her. And it's a pleasure to do that, Manny.
It's nice to redo our math and physics once our kids went through. Mine are all grown up, so that's past for me, but I do enjoy the time with the family. So maybe as we wrap and talk about the future, where does Flipkart go from here?
Today, India, even though people are saying that e-commerce is happening in India, it's still restricted to 200 million customers. 200 million users in India of a 1.4 billion population is into e-commerce. The biggest thing for us in the next 5 years, how do you take this 200 million to 400 million to 600 million? So that's what we think about every day for the next leg of the journey.
Congratulations, the success of Flipkart, making a difference for your customers, your employees, your communities. and being a great dad along the way. Hope to see you soon.